Hi guys, it is Parsifal. I also go by Will, and we are back with another character babble. Please excuse me if my voice is pretty quiet. I am as close to the mic as I can get right now without it being a problem. The reason I am so quiet is because it is currently about 4 in the morning and I want to do this voiceover, but I don't want to wake up my household. And honestly, I don't think I'd wake up my household by speaking at a normal volume, but I'd still rather be on the safe side, just because my housemates have made comments about how I've become a vampire during the, um, let's call it a home, um, uh, home stay. I know that that's actually a word, but, with the current events, I am currently at my house. I am not working or doing anything, so I have become nocturnal because my schedule has zero chill. Speaking of nocturnal, my character today is my OC Mazikeen Talwar, who is a vampire. As usual, if you guys would like to mute my voice and put on your own music, that's totally okay. Otherwise, I'm just going to be talking about my OC. This is going to be a bit of a shorter character battle just because she's a relatively new character, and while I have had some interactions with her in headcanons and stuff, she's not a fully developed OC quite yet. She has personality stuff, but I haven't actually gotten to use her in depth. So, yeah. So my character is Mazikeen, and she is an Al Ghul vampire. And an Al Ghul vampire in my story lore is a type of demonic vampire that's specifically like mostly female. I do have one of my other characters, Raid, who is an Al Ghul vampire, and he's male, but he is a special case, and he doesn't account for most of the vampires of his species. So the Al Ghul vampire do eat the dead, and they are demonic, so they are repelled by, like, holy symbols and stuff like that. But Mazikeen, specifically, she got, like, smited, but after she got turned into a vampire, because they are vampires that are turned into demons / vampires. They aren't just like born that way. So you do have to die. And Mazikeen, she does not remember how she died, nor does she really remember her life before she was a vampire, because as I said earlier, she got smited by a vampire hunter at one point and went to sleep for a very, very long time. And when I say smited, I do mean, like, she wasn't technically killed. She was, like, sealed away in a chamber for, like, 1,000 years, but it involved some smiting, or some attempts at smiting. But she woke up a couple of times, but she was always put back to sleep by the vampire hunters until at one point she wasn't as much of a threat, and they lost track of when they needed to put her back to sleep because there was a stronger and more dangerous vampire on the loose at the time. So she escaped, and she found not her coven or a coven that she belongs to, but she found a coven of vampires that she likes to hang out with, who are all, like, gothic Lolita vampires in the current modern day and age. So she likes to hang out with them. She has found adapting to life in the modern age pretty easy. She's always been pretty adaptable. So it wasn't super hard for her to learn new things, but it was sort of difficult for her to sort of learn to socialize in a way that didn't creep people out. Because since she was actually enjoying the modern day and age a lot more than her previous time period, she actually was making friends more, and because she was around other vampires that weren't just the other Al Ghul vampires, she actually had friends. So, she has a bit of trouble making friends because she does have a bit of a resting bitch face, and a bit of a caustic personality. but a lot of her friends currently don't mind that, and she's been able to find some vampire friends who get along with her really well. Most of them are into various alternative fashions, um, and she has a few friends there who like aren't vampires but are just friends from various Lolita or alternative fashion groups, and that's actually helped her a lot in terms of like socializing because her clothes aren't weird and her attitude isn't entirely weird because it's less likely to be like super standoutish. So it helps her at least, and she's learning modern stuff like MMOs and video games that she enjoys that she hadn't had the ability to experience before. That does make her still a little bit of a loner because she doesn't have to necessarily leave her house all the time, but she's not nearly as abrasive in this day and age as she was when she was growing up, because sarcasm was a thing that she picked up on pretty quickly in the modern day and age that she liked, and people don't really think that she's like a complete pain in the butt just because she's sarcastic and kind of mouthy and witty. Let me think. What else? What else? Oh, she's a bit of a know-it-all as well. She's very judgmental and competitive, but she like she tries not to be that way with her friends. It doesn't always work out that way, but it's definitely one of those things that she had to get some help on. Excuse me if I'm saying a lot. Again, this is 4 in the morning, and I'm looking at my notes, and my brain is going a little bit off the rails. Oh, it's also a lot easier for her to eat in this time period because while they all ghoul eat the dead, a lot of the foods that would have freaked humans out when Mazikeen was alive, or at least when she was last awake, aren't super common, but there's replacements. Raid especially eats a lot of caviar. Mazikeen tends to have a lot of like lamb, eggs, stuff like that, because while Al Ghul do eat dead things, they eat a specific type of dead thing that I am not going to mention specifically. But being in the modern age has definitely helped Mazikeen deal with that in a way that doesn't creep people out as well. And caviar is good when you're having a nice tea party and want to be fancy, so that works out well. But yeah, that's just a little bit about my OC Mazikeen, who again isn't super developed. I know a little bit about her, but not very much. But I'm hoping to use her more, especially with other vampire OCs and in my vampire story, because I enjoy her design. She's very fun, and she's just in general a character that I really enjoy designing and creating. But yeah, thank you for joining me on this character babble, and I hope you guys have a good evening. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Well, that's the end of this video. As usual, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below in the comment section or contact me on any of my social media, which is linked in the description below. I also have my Patreon there if you guys want to throw a monthly donation at me. Thanks so much for your support. I'll see you next time. Bye!